Hello, welcome to the Data Channel, and you are watching Python Bootcamp for Data Professional. And as part of the topic 6, today we will be discussing about Python string data type in very detail. So in the previous video, we have already seen all the data types that were used in Python. But in this video, we will particularly discuss about Python in much detail, in broader detail, with the details like how do you concatenate strings, slice and dice the strings, and string methods, different inbuilt string methods that comes handy, and how do we format the string, and what are the different escape characters that can be used in like when we are dealing with strings, right? So before proceeding, if you're new to this channel, we would recommend you to please subscribe and also press bell button for instant notifications. So let's get started. So now let's quickly jump to the VS Code, and if you don't know how to set up the VS Code and install the Python, we would recommend you to please check the description link, so to get into the videos, and those videos where we have explained how to install Python and how to install the VS Code. And also, once you install the VS Code, you can install the Jupyter Notebook, so that you can practice along with us. Right, so without any delay, so coming to the string, right? String data type is one of the important data type in Python. So, and it is very vastly used, and we will discuss about these string operations or string that the features that comes along with the strings in Python, right? So maybe creating a string, how do you access a particular character in a string, what are the different options to do that, and what are the string slicing, how do you do a slicing of the strings, how do you do the string concatenation, and repeating string methods, so inbuilt string methods, and how do you format string, escape characters, and something called as raw string. So these all we will discuss in this particular video in much detail. So let's take one by one, right? So string data type in Python is a sequence of characters basically enclosed in a single quotes, double quotes, or triple quotes. So that is how you create a string. Like if I take example here, so this is a string, right? So here we are using single quotes, right? So this is also a string where you try to kind of print this str1, right? So this is a hello world, so it is printing the hello world. And suppose if you want to give double quotes, it is still valid. Okay, so you can either give double quote or single quotes, right? And the other thing is there is a triple quotes. So triple quotes come, double quotes and single quotes are very much like pretty much used, and mostly the double quotes is used in most of the cases. And triple quotes is also used in the cases where you have a scenario basically where you want to kind of have a multi-line string. So this is a multi-line string, right? That means that this string is going to the next line. Okay. So here, if I try to print, so print str3, right? So it is saying this is a multi-line string. So here I can write n number of lines, right? So there is no, it's a paragraph basically. I can just keep on copy pasting, and it just takes as it is and it prints. It's a multi-line. Suppose if you want, if you are doing with this with a single double quotes, so double quotes always expects this to be closed in the same line. But when you give the triple quotes, so it can be closed in the below lines. So that is the syntax of it, right? So as you understood, it might be a single quote, it might be a double quote, or it might be a triple quotes, right? So with a three double quotes and three double quotes at the end, right? So this is how you create strings, right? And next is accessing characters in a string. How do you access the characters? So once the string is created, you need to access the characters, right? So let's see how do you access the characters. So here we have already created a string, right? So let us see how do we access the string. Like string can be accessed like as a simple, right? So can be accessed just as a whole. So as we did like print str1, so it was able to print the entire string. But it can be there can be multiple options of accessing the particular character in the string. So by just doing str str1, right? Str1 of 0. So it is also like a list, right? So it is starts with 0 index, and then it like 1 2 3 4, it goes till the end. Okay, suppose if you are to do a str of 1, that is first you want to access the first element of the string, that's why it is giving h. Suppose if you want to give the str1 of 1, so it will give e. So that is how it is, right? And suppose what happens if you give str of -1, right? Let us try that. So str of -1 is it's giving exclamatory. So this is one of the shortcut basically, right? It's one of the trick basically to access last character of a string, right? Because otherwise, suppose like you want to every time calculate the, otherwise what you need to do is you need to calculate the length of the string. So you need to use a length variable, and then so do a -1, and then you need to pass that -1 like that value what which comes out of that, right? So you need to do multiple steps if you take in Java or any other programming languages. But here it is straightforward. Okay, so here it is just you are giving -1, so it is able to, you are able to access the last element of the last character of the string, right? So this is how you access the character in a string. So now we'll talk about string slicing. So what is string slicing? So slicing is nothing but so let us take a couple of examples, right? Like again, we will take str1 only as an example, and we will try to print str1 of 0 comma 5. So what is this, right? So can we guess what it is? So it is nothing but start with 0 and go till 5 elements, right? So that is why it is called as string slicing. You are actually slicing or cutting the string into multiple parts. Okay. So now let us try 1 comma 1 is to 5. So what is 1 is to 5? It starts with first element and goes till fifth element. Okay. Similarly, 3 is to 5 is L and O. Starts with third element and goes till fifth element. So suppose what happens if you give like the string which the length which doesn't exist, right? So it is still taking. Okay, because the end doesn't matter, right? So end is like till where you want to go. So but the start element should be correct. Okay, so if I give start element also 100, so then it doesn't print anything because there is no index in that particular range in this particular string, right? And now let us try one more option where we can give just colon 5. So colon 5 will just give 5. Hello. Here 0 is like is taken by default it has taken 0 as a mandatory. I mean 0 as a by default it has taken 0 in the left hand side. Suppose I give 8 here. So it will go from 0. If you are not giving anything, by default it will be 0 and it goes till 8th character. Okay. And other way also we can try. So we can pretty much give 7 at the starting, and then leave after that colon and then leave blank, right? So here it will go till seventh character, okay, and print everything after that. Okay, suppose if I give 8th, so it will go till 8th and print everything after that. Okay, so there is another option where we can try out is colon 5. Colon 5 we already tried, like colon 2. So here we are giving 2, right? So what it this particular thing means is, so every second character, so it is taking every second character, like you see here, it start with H, okay, and then it skips E, and then take L, skips L, again skips one L and take O, right, and again skips these two values and take. So it basically it is skipping alternate characters and is printing the values. Okay, so that is how this colon 2. It's a jump actually. So you're jumping two characters after taking each and every characters, right? So that is how it is. Suppose if I want to jump like 5 at a time, if I give that, So as you can see, it has taken H first and it jumped fifth element, and again it took comma, and again it jumped till L, right? After that it tried to jump and it didn't get any values after that, right? So that is why it stopped after L. So this is how we slice and dice the string. So this is called as string slicing. Okay. So now let's talk about the string concatenation. It's again a very simple, right? So we can take two strings. So str1 equals to the, and str2 equal to data, and str3 equal to channel, right? So here what I'll do is I'll try to print str4, right? And str4 what I will define as uh, str1 plus str2 plus str3. So now if I try to print, it will just print without space, right? But I need space to be added, so that's why I'll just put a space in between these, right? How do you put a space is important, right? Like you need to put, so definitely there will be a plus already, right? So you need to add one more plus and give the space as a one character. So it is, space is just like another character, and every character has to be, or every string has to be separated with a plus symbol, right? So here again I'll give plus and then single quotes and then space. So now it will give the space. So this is how you do a concatenation of strings, and you can concatenate a number of strings in a similar way, right? And you can just, if you don't want to assign it to a particular variable, you can directly print this here. So you can comment this out and you can try this, even it will give the same result. So this is what we call as a string concatenation. So this is clear, hope, right? And next we will talk about string repeating string. So what is repeating string? So you want to like print a particular string multiple times. Okay, suppose like I'll give a take example. So where we will say hello, right? And you want to print the hello three times or multiple times. So this is how we kind of repeat this. And if you want to repeat it for 30 times, you can just give this. So this is actually handy if you really think, right? So this is one of the unique feature, like mostly it is rarely used, but it can be used in multiple scenarios in real-time cases where, so this value is dynamic, right? Suppose this value might be coming as a parameterized value, and that many times you want to kind of a print or build a string, right? And repeatedly you want to build the string for some purpose, right? So you can pretty much build that here without any for loop. You are actually building the repeating string. So this is kind of very powerful, because in other programming language, if you want to print so many times, you need to iterate a particular string, or give use some kind of for loop or some conditional statements, right? So to kind of do this operation, but here it is very simple. You can give 30, 300, anything, right? So it just prints. Okay. So this is a repeating string. So make sure that repeating string is nothing but it is a star that is multiplied by 300. String multiplied by 300, that many times it prints. Simple as that, right? And there are string methods. So this is very important actually. This particular concept of string methods is very important. There are a lot of built-in methods that's been used, right? So let us see what exactly the string methods, right? So one of the basic string methods is this one, right? Upper and lower. So when like there is a hello word, and as you can see, when you use string dot upper, right? So then it will print hello word with all caps. So when you dot string dot lower, so then it prints hello word in all small cases, right? So this is simple as that. And if you just after this dot, if you do a control space, it will give you all the string methods, all the possible string method, as you can see, right? There is a replace, regex, r partition, r split. So there are a lot of string methods that you can think of. Is digit, is lower, is alpha, right? And count. So these are all the string methods, basically what we call, right? But the basic methods are like upper, lower, and we can also see some strings like you can have a strip, right? Suppose I want to do like a print str1 dot strip. Okay, so here it's not stripping anything, right? So it is just removing the white spaces. Like suppose there are a white spaces at the starting, okay, and if you print that as it is, right? Print str1, so it will print with the spaces. There is a space here, right? However, if you run that with a split, it has removed the spaces. So it is just removing the spaces, maybe starting and also ending, right? Not only just starting. So here at the end also you have space, as you can see, right? From starting from here to here. But now it has removed, it's removing all the spaces starting and at the end. So there is strip. But what if you want to remove only the space at the left hand side? So then you can use L strip. Okay, it has removed the space at left, but right it is still there. What if you want to remove the space at only the right side? So then you can use R strip. So left hand side it is removed, but R right hand side it has, sorry, left hand side it is kept as it is, but right hand side it has removed, right? So these are again few operations, and you can just play around with all of these string functions so that you can understand it much better. And there is one more called as split. So when you are giving split, so we'll try to execute, right? So here it is just splitting by comma, right? By default, it will be a comma. The split string will split. But if you're not giving anything as a delimiter in the split function, it takes by default as a comma. Suppose if I give like a pipe delimited, right? So it is not able to split anything here because there is no pipe in the entire string. Okay. So if I don't give anything, it was comma, as you already saw, right? So like let's not give anything, or you can give comma as well, because that is how you want to split. So now we'll try to remove the space just for this use cases demonstration. So now it has split now it has splitted into the string into two cases, that is hello and word, based on the comma that is there. Okay. So with that, like we can think of, like you can use any delimiter for that matter, right? You can use like as I said, like you can use pipe, if we can use like colon, right? Whatever you want to use as a delimiter, you can use it, and literally it splits the into multiple pieces, right? Suppose again I try hello world, so with again a comma here. Okay. So even in this case it splits, but now as you can see it has split into three parts. Hello is one part, word exclamatory hello is another part, and then third part. It has split into three parts because so the comma is separating here into three different parts. There are two commas and there is three parts it is able to cut, right? So this is about splitting, right? And then we will talk about join. So join is again a reverse of split, right? So we want to join now. So here we will use str2 equals to. So now we will try the join, right? So join is exactly opposite of split. So we'll try to execute this. As you can see, what is happening in the second. So after we define a string, so here in the next line, what's happening is it splits the string into a list, right? And that is why you see the words is listed into multiple values. So now it is a list. Word is a list. First element that is of list is 0. That is word of 0. If you give, right, so it will be hello, and word of 1 if you give, it will be world, right? So words of 1 will be world exclamation, right? So now in the string 2, what we are doing is we are just joining these words, right? And joining these words by what? So by and then what we want to do, it is a reverse, actually you can read it as a reverse. Join these words, right, and then give dot, and then with the what, with space, and give the space, right? So that is what it is, joining both the strings, and it is giving the space in between, right? That is why, so you can give exclamatory as well here. or any pipe delimiter, right? So it is giving the pipe as a delimiter. So it is like a reverse, right? So this is split and this is join. So the important thing here to note is when you split, right, it becomes what? It becomes list. So you are converting string into list. However, when you join, what exactly it's happening is you are converting reverse. It's getting list to string, right? So if you do this one, right, like if you really do a type of print of type of string 2, as you can see it becomes string. So this is important, like split and join goes hand in hand. When you do a split, string is converted into list. When you do a join with a delimiter, right, so a list will become string. It's a vice versa. So now let's move to the replace. So replace is again it's simple one. It's just wherever you have a string, right? Like let's take this example, right? Hello world, and here what you want to replace in the string one you are taking and you are replacing world with Python, right? And what the expected output is, instead of hello world you are expecting hello Python. So let's try to execute this, and as you can see it is hello Python. So you can replace with anything. Hello 2024, right? Word you can replace with 2024. It's just replacing that. And you can even replace, say, you can replace all the O, okay, all the O's with X, right? So then you can execute this. So as you can see, all the characters of O is replaced with X. Wherever it is O, it's replacing with that with X. So this is about replace. And so next, if you talk about find and rfind, so this is also very handy method, right? So where you can just declare a string like str1, and then you can try to print this value and let us see what it executes. So it's executing 7. But that means it is index of the first occurrence it is taking, right? So index of the first occurrence it is taking and it is giving 7 as a value. So where exactly the word is coming as a first occurrence. So it is going 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is a space, 7 it is taking W. So that is why, so it is printing 7. So it is, you are trying the word, it is like a control F, right? So you are trying to search the word in this particular string and the expected result is integer or index where exactly it has found for the first occurrence, first time. Okay. But like there might be scenario where you might have hello world and then again there might be another word, right? Even in this case, it'll display 7 because it's the first occurrence. But what if you want to get the last occurrence, right? So if you want to get the last occurrence, so then you can give the same thing, but only thing what you need to make is instead of find, you need to make r find. That means it is coming by the reverse order, and as you can see, it is giving 14th value. It's a last occurrence, right? So 14th value means here 14th index, it is going to the last index. So that is how you can find a particular string, the first occurrence of a string in a or string or a character in a particular string. Okay, so there is one more where you can have a, so it's a string, right? Hello world, again we'll take this and we can say starts with, there's a one more function which is starts with. So starts with hello. Yes, true. It actually starts with hello, right? Whether it starts with, we'll try remove H. No, it doesn't start with ELLO. It starts with HELLO, right? You can even give the character here. It starts with H. Yes, it's true. And you can also give ends with similarly, right? So you can give the same here and you can give ends with DS and then ends with H. No, it's false. But ends with exclamatory symbol. Yes, it does, right? Sorry. Yes, both are true now. So that is starts with and ends with. And simple other one is count, right? You can like you might check the number of occurrence of a particular string or a character in a string. How do we do that? Again, let's take another cell where it is like again a hello world where we'll try to print str1 dot count. So you need to give what you are trying to count. So let's try to count the number of O's that are there in this particular string. There are two O's, right? And suppose if there are multiple O's, right? So it counts all the O's and it gives the result. So now there are 32 O's in this particular string. So even you can find string also, not only character, right? You can count the string also. So here it will be less because it will look for the combination of OO as a one particular count, right? So that is why it will almost half because of that, because we are repeating that OO here. Okay. And so next to discuss about string, so string methods, as we saw, there are a lot of string methods apart from that what we have discussed now. So it is better to go and practice and see, explore all the string methods along with what we have explained in this video, right? And next, let's go to the string formatting. So string formatting, there are like you can have a old kind of formatting. Let's take an example, right? So this is an old-fashioned formatting, right? So suppose here what we are doing is this is why we are calling it as old format is here we are giving percentage s percentage d. So if you are familiar with C, C++ kind of programming languages, so then we mostly used this kind of formatting. So where you pass this parameters, right, as a percentage s percentage d, and so it is like a string and integer. So percentage s is string and percentage d is integer, and here you are actually giving starting with percentage and in bracket you are giving name and age which are parameters, right? So now if I try to print, it gives name. My name is percentage s is replaced with the a name because it's the first occurrence. So percentage s is first occurrence. It will take the percentage, the first occurrence in whatever we have defined here. Percentage d is second occurrence. It is taking the age here. It goes in the consecutive orders. And there is another method we can see subsequent, which is very equivalent to this. Okay, so this is str.format. So you can even use this method. So this is slightly more. So it is we can say it is new fashioned, or currently we are using this kind of formatting in most of the projects. You see this kind of like where you see a flower braces here, and after the string ends and you give dot format and then you define a name and age, or then you give the parameters for that. Okay, so this is slightly new fashioned, like compared to percentage s percentage d and then the percentage whatever you see, that's the old kind of format, and the string dot format is a kind of a new format that we can see. And there is one more format also, that is a f string. So you might have also seen in multiple codes, right, how they define as a f string here. So if you're really trying to execute this here also, it is doing the same thing. So this is very handy, right? Like you are giving in the flower bracket, but you are not defining at the end. Okay, dot format is at the end, right? But here you start with the f. That means you are trying to say that I'm trying to format this string with a kind of parameters that I'm defining. So in the flower bracket only you can give the values here directly. So this is also these both options you can use, and these are new fashion. But this the first option that we seen is old fashion, and it is very rarely used nowadays, right? So now we will see about escape characters. So when we talk about escape characters, right? So there are like slash n, slash t, slash slash, and slash single quotes, slash double quotes. So Yeah, these all are mostly used in real-time projects, and it is good that we understand all of these. Okay, so let us explore all of these options which are escape characters. Okay, so let's take example again for the escape character. Okay, so let's try to take a two strings here and try to print the both the string, right? Print str1. So as you can see, it is because it is a slash n, so that is it is going to the next line. Okay, so it is like a pressing enter, right? It is going to the next line, and here it is slash single quotes. Okay, that is why we'll see what will be the output here. It is actually escaping the meaning of single quotes, because otherwise if you don't give this escape characters, what will happen is it will think this is the end of the string, starting of the string and end of the string. Suppose you want to remove the that particular special meaning of it, you just need to escape that character with a backslash. That is why backslash is very powerful to escape the special meaning of anything, right? And you can give like instead of, like, you can also give, like, say, after sun, between sunny and day, I need to have a tab. Okay, so it is giving the tab here, right? And even you can have backslash backslash. Okay, there might be a case where you are you want to have something like 22, and then you want to display some value, right? Like 01 slash 1990. Okay, but here if you want to execute it, so it is giving this it is not taking it properly, right? It is displaying some characters. Suppose if I want to remove that special meaning of it, I'll just give backslash backslash. Again it will override the special meaning of it. And even suppose, like, if you are having double quotes, suppose if you are having using double quotes here, right? Even in this case, if you give double quotes here, it might think it is the end of the string. Suppose if you don't use the backslash, right, it will think end of the string in similar cases, right? So here, that is why we just escape that character of escape that special meaning of closing, and we will make it part of the string, double quotes as part of the string by using the escape character. Now it is all good, right? So that is how these escape characters are extensively used when you want to deal with a string where there are actually there are like a backslash is there, you want to escape that, single quotes is there, you want to escape that, double quotes is there, you want to escape the special meaning. And these two cases are mostly to add some spaces for like if it is a slash t, it is space, if it is slash and it is a new line. Okay, so this to escape the special meaning of just a special meaning of those, right? I was just trying if slash s is there, slash s is not there, it's not a space. So only slash and slash t's are available if you want to give the spaces, right? Let me remove this and try. Yeah, slash s is not there. Yeah. And so finally, we will discuss about raw string. So raw string is nothing but it's particularly it treats backslash as a literal characters. Okay, so if you take this one, right, like if you want to have a something called as this, like you have a path of a machine, right? So if you want to execute this, you can see here, right, it is literally taking it as a backslash itself. You are not giving any special characters or escape characters. If you don't use r here, so then you need to use backslash, otherwise it will just give the error, right? So here you need to use then escape the meaning of this backslash and then execute this. Okay, so if you don't want to do that, so just you can give r at the start of the string, so which will take care of that scenario. This is quite handy, right? So to summarize what we have discussed in this video, right, so it is all of these topics, and this is a code that we have discussed. So all these codes, okay, so where we were discussing like a simple string, like maybe accessing the string methods. There are a lot of string methods that we have discussed: concatenation and repetition, splitting and joining, and formatting the string using old format and new style of formatting the string, and also the raw string that we just discussed. So hope this detailed video about string was helpful. Thanks for watching.